Alrighty, good morning. We are here to test a few things here on a Sunday morning. And as I get in the right gear and try and hold my line here, I'll let you know what I'm up to today. So first of all, Pack Dynamics 3.0 has been enabled on Watopia. So you'll see the movement of the pack here look a little bit more realistic than what it has in the past. I did a video on the London enablement of this. So it's now on all of Watopia and Makuri Islands. Secondly, it's Halloween. So you can see people there riding with a pace partner, leveling up every 5 or 15 minutes, I'm not quite sure. Some with legs, some with a full suit. And third, I have the Elite Riser. So I've got steering with the new Pack Dynamics. Let's see if we can get the companion app to behave. And we'll roll with it. So steering is on, but I can't go far when I'm stuck in the bunch. Now my test the other day was without steering because the event that I didn't have steering enabled. Anyhow, we'll see how it goes. We have the companion app back up and running. And you'll see the riser in action right there on the little webcam I have to the side. Alrighty, good morning chat. So, there's no warm up for this, is there? It's straight into it. Whew. I'm going to see if I can accumulate the entire costume. Oh, a bit of sideways action there. Those legs are pushing my bike out. Hey Ray, how you doing? Kevin, Toronto, morning. Neil, Eric. It's 15 minutes, Andy says. Well, we're going to be here for at least an hour then, are we? Or 45 minutes. Oof. And it is Halloween. It is the 31st here. We are in the future here in Australia. 8:52 a.m. Well, that's early. Oh, I'm being pushed out of the bunch. Off the bike routine, walk straight to the fridge, eat whatever I can, sit on the couch. That's about it. Seriously, I don't do stretching. I haven't ever really done any stretching or anything off the bike, even in my competitive days. I was lucky. Everybody's different though. Even scrunching down into the TT positions that I was trying to hold, it was just all on the bike. Brandon, welcome along. Pack Dynamics is everything, everywhere, all times. It's not just in the pack. So you'll even feel it with 2 riders with less sticky draft. Not quite sure steering is... I'm definitely getting pushed out further. I can't get back into the bunch very easily. So I'm assuming that's... See, before you could at least push into the bunch a little bit and get through. Now I'm full lock right. I'm going nowhere. Which technically is more realistic. We've got to wait for a gap to appear, rather than ride through others. You see my bike's going full send sideways and going nowhere. So it's an interesting balance. How do they get that right? I need another fan on pretty quick. Now hopefully Coco or whoever I'm with now, it's not Coco, is it? Doesn't have a mountain bike on this course. Which means things are slower, so I'm on the dirt on the Buffalo bike. I'm getting double penalty. I was meant to be doing this stream 12 hours ago. However, for reasons outside of my control, Watopia seemed to dump everybody. Yeah, now, I don't think it was the rollout of 3.0, Matthew. I've never seen this before. I have a little script that tracks online users, concurrent users of Zwift. It went from 11,000 down to 4,000. And Pace Partners disappeared. I was fully kitted up, ready to do this exact stream 12 hours ago. Oh, too far forward. And there were no Pace Partners. That was raised with Zwift pretty quickly. They jumped on it, so it's about an hour 15. Oh, look at my bike. I guess that's more real. I'm getting pushed out. I just need to make sure I'm within Carly Cyclosaurus, within that range to get my... What's first? Is it head or legs first? So I need legs, arms, head, and body. That's what we'll try and aim for today. But one thing that is apparent as soon as my bike's going sideways again is how slow things feel. But that's not a bad thing, because Zwift is artificially high, the speeds. Lucky I'm on my Buffalo bike. I wouldn't want to be putting some good wheels out here on the rough stuff. The rollout at London the other day just felt really slow, but that's what it should feel like. See, with this, it feels a lot slower than normal because people aren't darting side to side. I like it. That's cool. People are saying I wish they would spend their time fixing other things. This is an other thing. So I'm glad we have something to talk about this month other than the recent patches, which, well, sun's shining outside. Let's change topic on that one. So this is actually a positive move, I see. It looks normal. That's what I like about it. And the fact I'm getting pushed around by other riders, even though my bike is going sideways. Right. Now, I feel like I need to lean. If you think about how it's programmed, it's probably by design. Though I think they need a few more lines of code there. If front axle is in this position, don't send back axle sideways much. The anti-drift. But this feels a lot slower. Cool. The Elite Riser. There on the screen. Still just finishing off my putting everything together for a separate video on the riser. Oh, there goes the dinosaur. The experience of the riser. It's exactly like the Elite Stelzo for steering, and pretty much exactly like the Kicker Climb, but it's just all in one. Updated UI, we've not seen anything other than a still screenshot, so who knows. The UI is an interesting update. I hope that the pairing screen of it doesn't like bash you in the face every time you load Zwift. Pairing you simply just work off to the side, and every time you load Zwift, it should just pair the same devices again and alert you if there's anything wrong. The fact we need to do pairing programming every single time we load Zwift is a problem. So hopefully they fix that. Not just the UI, just more the workflow of logging in and riding. I hope that's fixed. Another thing I really hope they fix is dropping into an event. I hope you don't have to start a ride before you start an event. That's a confusing one. Oh, there's an event on London. Let's drop into Watopia so I can click the button to go to London. Doesn't make any sense. I hope that's what it fixes. As for the interface, I don't think it's an easy one to solve. There's lots and lots of things to do. But we'll see. We'll see. New routes. Look, Zwift did this strange thing this month of announcing what's coming rather than actually dropping anything this month other than this. So I didn't even bother doing a video on it until we can actually get some hands on, until it actually is released. And let's put them to the flames. Zwift have mentioned a lot of stuff in the past, probably 12 to 18 months, that has been coming, and never ever eventuated. let's just see how they go with delivering on what they sent out to the media last week. So I don't think it's even worth talking about until we see it, to be honest. But I'll be honest and say, for me, I relate to cycling, roads, hills, sort of Flanders, Belgium style stuff, riding through 80s arcades with lots of flashing lights. I'm 43, I'm getting old. Doesn't appeal to me. We'll see. We'll see how the course goes. Are they trying to gamify Zwift? I don't think that's it. Anyhow, I'm just one rider. We'll see how a few hundred other thousand like it. Okay, bang on the money, about 15 minutes to achieve these parts. So the first will be the head. I can tell that because it looks like a rider in front of me now just has the head. To be head, legs, arms, then body is what we get for the Halloween special. Oh, stop sending me out in the dirt. I can correct that by, okay, that works. New MacBook, no. I have an M1 13-inch. They're not Zwifting machines, let's be honest. There's no optimizations on the M1 Silicon at all from Zwift. So I won't be... I could do a video on showing Zwift running on it, but then it's just simply going to be me pointing back to a PC saying it's a better idea. So... Whew. No, Macs are work machines for me. Stuart, welcome along. Alright, where are you, Carly? I can't get too far ahead or I'll lose that counter. Now, if this is the same as last year, which I think it's just a code reuse from last year's Halloween, if we go outside of the pace partner zone, it will reset the current progress bar, but I'll retain what I've achieved so far. So if I have my legs, and I pop out and pop back in, I'll get my legs back. So it's not all lost. I think I gave up last year because the pace partners was just yo-yoing a little bit too much. Average age of Zwift rider, you're looking at around 40, 41. The average age of the Zwift rider. That's just based on a few different sources that I have access to. Nothing from the Zwift side of things, it's all my own. I guess they want to appeal to the gamer side of things. That's what gets attention. But as for it being a game, just jump on Twitch and see how many people are streaming other games versus how many people are streaming this. There's your answer. It's not quite appealing to that demo. Whew. All right, almost at the bridge. And we're a couple of minutes off getting getting my head. Great. Head coming up. For the MacBook though, I've gone the M1 Max. Mainly for Final Cut Pro. Where are you, Carly? 4 meters behind. Okay, we're doing well. We're going to see this. I was going to call it the Sterezo, but it's the riser. We should let it drop down a little bit. Here we go. Yeah, gamified has its place for sure, but I think there needs to be a balance between changing the experience for everyone and changing the experience just for a very small percentage of users. Pack Dynamics is everyone, which I'm happy with. I like that. But let's talk about something like Boost Mode, or even the Downtown Dolphin course, which you can't get to. Oh, I'm not too far ahead. Don't go out of the zone. Ah, I know. I was like 5 seconds. Now here comes the yo-yo effect. Ah, saved it. We've saved it. We're good. We're good. The Halloween stuff it's optional. You can choose not to ride with these. I think all you'll get is, here's my head. All you'll get is the permanent night everywhere. Grr. 1 down, 3 to go. I think we can all just appreciate they haven't changed the graphics to look like a April Fool's bad VHS or something like that, which caused a few problems with everyone reinstalling their graphics drivers. Experience riding in the shed. Look, as long as you've got good airflow, temperature really doesn't matter once you've started. Oh, that was interesting. Once you've gotten warmed up, temperature can be really anything. But just keep your equipment out of the crappy conditions. Smart trainers are computers. They have circuit boards on them, just like a computer. So, yeah, putting them out in sub-zero temperatures, the temperature fluctuates quite a lot, there's a lot of humidity. It's not going to be good for your smart trainer and the belts and things like that. If you're looking for going from an Apple TV over to a PC, jump onto the Zwift PC Master Race group on Facebook. Tons of good info there. I'm an Intel and NVIDIA person, so that's what I stick with. CPU, i5, i7, i9, anything newish. CPU, anything from NVIDIA in the last few years. The 900 to the 1000 series. You'll be good. Will pack dynamics affect racing much? It will affect the look of racing. As for the dynamics of racing, maybe? I think we'll need it to be rolled out for a little bit longer. And a few more people to give us their feedback. What's happening tonight? We have the Halloween special. I'm trying to stick with the pace partner here. We have the Elite Riser, steering and elevation device. And we have the new pack dynamics. So while I wait for the weather to warm up outside, it was about 2 degrees when I started. I thought I'd get on and showcase this one. Lining and heating, yeah. Just make sure it's not too humid. I have a lot of smart trainers stored in a garage that gets cold, but it doesn't really get humid or muggy or, wow, my bike, come on, straighten up. Where are you, Coco? Oh, sorry, Carly. Not too far forward. Airflow is the key. I find you can even train in a hot environment as long as the airflow is there. You just need that air moving across. And it's not about having the fan right in front of you to simulate riding outdoors. Have a fan off to the side. You get more surface area through your torso, arms, head. A lot of the time in front of you, you try and be super thin into the air. So it doesn't really make sense trying to cool yourself front on. Although it feels normal though, because that's what we experience outside. So have a fan off to the side. Torso is important, also your head. Whew. Alrighty, so did anybody experience the Watopia solo rides last night? It appeared the same thing happens if you drop your own Wi-Fi, you ride solo. So I can see a lot of people posting they're having issues and people trying to help them out saying, oh, it was your Wi-Fi, it was your network. It was Zwift. Never seen that happen, just not for one world anyway. See, this feels so slow with the pack just everyone holding their line. But if you're riding outside at 20 k's an hour in a bunch, it would also feel slow. The steering has been impacted. It's sort of booting me off to the side a little bit more, and it's harder to push in. Siri, what are you doing? Mask view, yeah. Oh, there's a butt view. There we go. Only the one tooth. Oh no, he's got two bottom teeth. Couldn't see those from the other angle. Whoa. Pace partners for the Alp? Yeah, for sure. Though it would be a struggle on the corners because the Alp goes up and then flattens out on the corners, and the pace partner is just going to keep holding the same pace. So they'll accelerate through the corners while most people drop off. I wish it wasn't always night. It was hard to get a screen grab for this. Good morning, Sol. You're in almost the same time zone as I am. A Finiesta. Welcome along. Apologies if I'm butchering your usernames. Alright, where to from here? I forgot to check which course we were on. Do we go through normal Watopia now? We're about to find out. The Elite Riser has an interesting feature that it can double the negative gradient sent from Zwift. So Zwift only sends half the negative gradient to your trainer by design. So -3, you're seeing on the screen up here, that's only sending -1.5 to the trainer. The Riser has something in its configuration where it says, okay, if I'm seeing 1.5, go down -3, just to give Zwift a more realistic feel. You can do the same with the Elite Kicker Climb from Wahoo, but you need to play around with your wheelbase. And it doesn't do the negative end. It's tricky. I think it's something that Wahoo should adopt too. Pack dynamics for racing, not sure. We'll have to jump into some races or keep an eye on the racing groups and see what their feedback is on that. Colorado, coming into winter. Has it snowed there yet? I'm pretty sure there's some snow. We're going to hit 27 here on Tuesday, Celsius that is, so looking forward to the warm days. A lot harder to push into the group now with this pack dynamics. I can't ride through people. So my position is my position. And the riser is doing its thing. I can feel myself leaning forward. Ready? Here we go. We're going down again. Oh, -4. Okay. I find it's more responsive using Bluetooth. That's with both the trainer and the riser. Oi. -10, -12. And back up we go. Snow's up high. Rightio. Chicken legs in a stegosaurus style. The easy stizen. What is? You'll need to actually spell that out for me. I don't get it. Lazy Susan. Ah, I thought that was an I. Sorry. Okay. Yes. Well played. I've got my Zwift sounds down. Here we go. I got my Zwift sounds a bit higher. There we go. Now it feels like I'm on Zwift. So initial impressions of pack dynamics with steering with this, it has reduced my ability to move sideways through the bunch. It seems to want to throw me out to the side, and I can't, which is more natural, I guess. If I wanted to push through the pack, I won't push through the pack. It's easy to push through the pack, even when you're center of the pack. Riding forward and back is easy. The people aren't stopping you from going forward or back, but you are stopped from going sideways. We saw on my London example of the new pack dynamics that the blob was very blobby along the front. It was like the breakaway had gone and you got the teams controlling the front. It was very square rather than an arrowhead. I'm keen to see when the pace is really on. See, my avatar's trying to get back in but can't. Keen to see when the pace is really on if the blob form becomes more of an arrowhead. I keep getting thrown back out. Where's Carly? Okay, so we can drop to the back and get across. So what happens now if I want to get across to the inside? I can't move left. Yeah, the lighting effect with the lightning is a bit weird. I think people are asking on the forums, there's a glitch. Zwift have to be careful releasing features that look like glitches for obvious reasons. Squeaking. Still can't get left. I want to go to the inside. It's like riding a busy crit. I can't move. Okay, here's a small gap opening up. Can I get across? A little bit. But moving forward... Oh, now it's thrown... Oh. Wow, okay, that's how that works. Hey, Trey. Okay, like in real life, you can't push through. Where's the punch? Where's the butt tap that you do in a race? Like coming through, just push, push, push. Out of my way, dinosaurs. Cannot change position. Hey Greg, thanks for the super chat. There's coffee. Coffee is on you, thank you. Okay, bunch is thinned out. I'm now over to the left. So just like real life, if there's no gap, you're not getting through. You can ghost forward through the pack. That's not a problem, and ghost back through the pack. But everybody else who doesn't have a steering device on, and you can tell if you've got a steering device with a little icon, I've got one next to my name there, their position is just auto-generated. So Zwift will place them or move them about as it pleases. So I'm mid-pack now, Carly's a little bit further back. And if you want to set yourself up for a corner, it's going to be tricky. You're going to have to really position yourself. So I'm trying to get left now. I can't unless there's a gap. Who would have thought? It's real. All right, we're a few seconds off getting some legs. Let's go legs. It appears at the intersections we lose our kit. Legs coming up. Let's go legs. Out of my way. As for the ride feel in the bunch, not feeling anything different. I'm not really keeping a track on my watts, but the effort required appears to be about the same. Always harder downhill with the pace partners. Hey, there we go, we got some legs. Oh, that looks stupid. We've got chicken legs on the buffalo bike. Oh, and I'm being dropped quick. I think some people are saying the drafting effect is a little better. I found on London, the roll down was a lot longer. So it took a lot longer to slow down. See, previously, one of the issues I've had with Zwift, coming from racing outdoors and then jumping on Zwift, and a lot of people find this, there's just no coasting. And you're punished. So outdoors, if you're in a race, let's just say your 10th wheel, you can sort of stop, or you can stop pedaling, reach down, ratchet your shoe up, you'll never lose a position. You'll get that flow. Previously with Zwift, if you did exactly that and registered 0 RPM and 0 watts, you'd lose some position. So let's simulate that now. So ratchet, 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 and on we go. Now, I think they've played with the sticky watts and the sticky cadence, because that held my cadence and held my watts. So I think that might be the way they've gotten around that. Morning, Jeffrey. So I'll stop pedaling now. Cadence stays, watts slowly drops. And only when it goes to 0 do I start going backwards, which makes sense. Ooh. That feels a little more real. I'm not punished immediately when I stop pedaling. But when it does go to 0, it artificially drops you way too fast. I think that's one thing they could improve. It's just the flow, your momentum, your inertia that you have as a 70 or 80 kilo rider on a 10 kilo bike or 15 kilo bike that I'm on. If they did that and didn't punish you for coasting, then I think the bunches would form a little more, bit more naturally. I also think the rider on the front is also given the draft effect, the same as the person behind them. So if you were to do a 2-up time trial, let's just say you do a single person time trial at a certain wattage, and then you did a 2-up time trial, the person on the front, their speed is higher than what they would be doing solo. Now technically there's a little bit of an advantage of having someone behind you. We're talking an itty bitty bit, but not as much as what we see. I'd guess it's probably 4 or 5k an hour bonus of being on the front. Unless that's changed, I'm not sure. I think nerfing that a little bit would probably enhance the experience, making the rider on the front do a lot more work. Outdoors, if you've got a breakaway and they're pushing hard and you've got a peloton or a bunch of riders rolling easy, they'll never catch the breakaway. However, the dynamics on here, that always happens. You get a bunch just riding at about 80%, they'll always catch the solo or 2 riders going at 100%. Yeah, my legs are looking great, they're feeling great. They're feeling like big chicken legs. Next up is arms. We'll get some arms in 10 minutes. So hopefully on the hour, if I behave, there's my warning, we'll have the entire suit and I'll go out and get a ride out in the sunshine. Summer's coming here, it's some great riding outdoors at the moment. I was on a podcast the other day and somebody asked, what does cycling mean to me? I said, getting outside, you get to see so much more. you get to explore, and I sort of went on about how I love riding outdoors, and they've gone, yeah, that's interesting. You're the guy known for riding indoors a lot. I still see it as a means to get fit, to get outdoors. It's a discipline, sure, but there's nothing like getting outside. There really isn't. Especially when the weather's nice after 6 months of pretty crappy weather and multiple lockdowns. The flashing you're seeing every few minutes is lightning. I'm hoping it's not my Windows 11 machine. Windows 11 still working fine. 0 issues after the upgrade, so pretty happy with that. I think a lot of the underlying operating system is very much the same as Windows 10. Oh, here's another Pace Partner group. Still busy. One thing we have seen this year is the addition of these Pace Partners rather than the people being forced to ride with the other Pace Partners and grow weird legs and heads. So if you don't like the turn down that hum noise a bit. 6 months of crap weather. Well, we're in Australia, it should always be nice. Not always the case though. Very wet winter here, but that's okay. Buy the Stages bike over the other smart bikes. Oh, Jeffrey. Jeffrey's got a Stages bike. Hang on, let me scroll up. Good. Yeah, I'm keen to hear. Jeffrey, Stages bike. Let us know why you went that one. Best reviewed, yeah? I'll give you my take on the Stages bike. A few of the positives is that it's solid. It's rock. It's next to me still. Rock solid. You want to rip out a massive sprint on that? It laughs at you. Well, I'm only a roadie. I don't have a massive sprint on me. It's not moving. The flywheel, huge. Big cheese wheel on the front. Good ride feel. Nice and smooth. That's handy. The trick with the levers is that if you want to do some sprint work on the Stages bike, you can grab a handful of the virtual brakes and it will just pour on the resistance and you can push through it. So awesome for sprint work too. There's no knob turning, there's no waiting for erg to hold, you don't even need to change the gears. Grab a handful of the brakes on a Stages bike and you've got more resistance than ever. You can also modulate it, so if you don't want to sprint too hard, just grab sort of half a finger of brake. It's also the only bike that I know of that has the extensions, so you can get the module for the climbing shifter. If you've got some TT bars, you can buy those. It also has a mountain bike shifter. I'm going to put some wide bars on it like a mountain bike. The only downside is that, well, one downside is the upside is that it doesn't move. So it is rock solid. Some people do like a bit of movement like this. And the gear changing is a bit weird with the buttons. They're little tiny buttons. But all things you become accustomed to pretty quick. Flywheel bearings, okay. It also has separate power meters, so it has a Stages left and a Stages right. The optimal setup for those I found is connect those via Bluetooth to the Stages bike. Jim, the way you pair an additional sensor to Apple TV is to use the companion app as the pairing hub. So if you're using Zwift companion app, change your pairing from direct to Apple TV over to the companion app and pair everything that way. You can put multiple devices on then. It's not elegant, but it works. As long as your Wi-Fi is good at home from your phone to your Apple TV. that solution from Zwift is it's quite innovative. It takes Bluetooth and puts it over your home network, which is, there's no lag. Your home network is faster than any Bluetooth or ANT Plus connection. Braking during a sprint, I'm not sure on the kicker bike. I can't recall. I'll have to try it again. It's been a while. Mrs. Lama's had the kicker bike for a while. So the next progression for what Zwift have done with the companion app and what Wahoo have done with the Kicker 5 is just put everything on the network. Make it Wi-Fi. Job done. Just like Apple Home Mini, just like your new Philips Hue lights, just like your phone, just like, hell, even these things, head units, Garmin head units, everything has Wi-Fi. And power meters and heart rate monitors might be a little troublesome, but for a smart trainer that's plugged into a power supply anyway, no reason why there shouldn't be Wi-Fi straight up. Put it on 5 gig. I've always said 5 gig, don't touch 2.4. Get it away from all those shared devices and microwave ovens. Surprised no one's done that yet, though. It comes down to software support, and we've seen that with the Kicker Direct Connect. Zwift doesn't even support that yet, so uptake has probably been a lot lower than what we expected. I'm still waiting. I have the port ready to go. Trunk or treat? What's trunk or treat? Is that where if someone doesn't give you some lollies, you put them in the trunk of your car and drive them around a bit? That could get you in trouble. E-bike. No, we only had a loan of an e-bike. That was just on loan. I'm still loving the self-powered bike. Getting out for... Well, I can't measure in kilometres anymore now that I'm on gravel. I'm going to measure... Oh yeah, up we go. Have to measure my rides in time. Hey, Texas. You're on my list, Texas. Not my hit list. My travel list. Are the rises worth the cost? I don't think I'll go more broadly than that. Is anything in cycling these days worth the cost? Hell no. Oh. However, it is what it is. It says me on an Aspero with red and eagle and a expensive cassette. Cost, meh. Experience, it's interesting. It's exactly what you'd think. You start so smart, mixed with the riser. The way they've had to solve the issue of, and I'll talk about this in my video on the riser, is when a bike moves up and down and steers, it's not linear. It sort of twists. So they've done some really interesting things with the front connection point. Any particular event? Food. I'm sure Texas has some good food. But yeah, it will be a long time before we're traveling. Wait, there we go, middle of the bunch. Now this is a busy camera angle. Don't lose Carly. Cyclosaurus. The rise looks terrifying. Colour-wise, I probably wouldn't have gone silver. I would have gone maybe space grey. Rob, I've given my take extensively on rocker plates over a few videos. My personal take, which has caused a few interesting emails from people who have vested interest in selling rocker plates, is that I'm not a fan. For me, for my riding, I appreciate what they do. I appreciate some people like the extra rock, like this. But here you got arms. They're very large. Rocker plates are large and very cumbersome. They do not feel like riding outdoors. Oh, here we go. Okay, can you stand up on the riser and pedal? Absolutely. Not a problem. The riser on the mountain bike course is awesome. And I'll cover that in my video on the riser. If you put an experienced professional cyclist who knows how to sprint and how to really wring everything out of themselves in the bike onto a rocker plate for the first time, they'll be a little confused. And I have done that. But misinterpret that any way you like. I respect that some people like rocker plates, that's cool. For me, they're not my thing. I try and it's my daily grind to find what's cool, what's going to enhance my experience. What will I use on a daily basis or every time I get on the bike? Come on, Carly, up, up, up. Something like Activity Fix for Strava. How cool is that? It sits there, it's doing its job, it's tagging my rides correctly. If I have the right sensors, it'll spit out the power meter that I use for that ride. That's cool. That's an every ride thing. Gravel bike, head units, firmwares for head units. I'll talk about that in a moment. Bikes, pack dynamics, all things that impact your ride, every ride. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I want to talk about. Very few and far between lately, especially with indoor trainers, they really haven't changed a lot. One thing that caught me a couple of months back, many months back, was the Jet Black Volt and its heart rate bridging. That was cool. The Rise is probably the most interesting thing that came out of Eurobike, or was shown at Eurobike this year. Activity Fix was awesome. See, I knew people would love it too. It's a high chance if it works for me and I like it, people who follow the channel also will like it. How much further to the full dyno out kit? We have 12 minutes. And I have not dropped out of the Carly Cyclosaurus zone. So I'm stoked. It's a game of multitasking here, trying to get the stream. I'm trying to have the stream running, answer the questions, stay in the zone. Yeah, it's all good. Rush and Crush, what trainer did you go with? Let us know. Is it a huge challenge to the back end to bring new pack dynamics from London to other worlds? I don't know. I don't have any visibility behind the curtains, but given how extensively they tested it and that they had some closed testing outside of Zwift, I would say probably difficult. Heart rate drop, oh sorry, the drop multiplier. I don't know, I thought heart rate there. There's other bots that are very, very slow bots. Or as in every 15 minutes or every 5? Every 15? As in when the multiplier changes? I do know the drops are impacted by the amount of watts you're putting out on watts per kilo. Let's go to the center of the road. Oh, just don't U-turn, llama, just don't U-turn. I would have loved to have seen a new game or something better for Halloween, but at least this is something. Well, that's an interesting shot. Mike, welcome along. I am well. The sun is shining outside, so hopefully I can get out for a ride again today. Max and Von are doing very well. GP Sheepy, he's locked away. I think the pack dynamics we saw with steering is that they have to define edges of roads and cornering and things like that. So whether that changed with the new pack dynamics, I don't know. But given how fast they rolled it out, I had no heads up whatsoever. Sometimes I get a little bit of a heads up on what's coming. Pack dynamics getting rolled out to London, I got nothing. So I quickly whipped up a video on the London rollout, and then out of nowhere they dropped it for Watopia. Had I have known they were going to release it for Watopia, I could have held off or even mentioned it'll be on Watopia tomorrow. I've got nothing. I got to keep it on the forums. Hence this live stream now. All Zwift platforms, well, all client platforms, yes. All Zwift worlds, I don't know. I know it's London, Makuri, and Watopia. Hey Ben, welcome along. How far was the run this morning, Ben? What's the cheapest bike I can get them to work on the trainer? Probably get one for free. Any bike will work, it's about the group set. If you go to a busy bike store that's probably been there for 40 years, ask them if they've got any frames out the back. Even on an old steel frame. It's more about the gearing and making sure that's compatible. The Bacon finally broke his kicker. Was it 250,000 Ks out of a kicker 1? Crikey. Look, rocket plates, just to wrap that one up, just try one, that's all. I'm not totally against, I'm not going to sit here and tell everyone not to bother. Try one. If it works, cool. If you're in Ballarat, let me know. I've got a couple you can try. I wouldn't mind the space in my garage. Back. Oh no, Zwift haven't never offered me a position. It's one thing to have ideas, it's one thing to be on YouTube and give ideas and be a critic and be very noisy. It's another thing to actually be employed in sitting meetings all day. So to be honest, I'd rather be out riding my bike. Which I can be for the other stuff that I've been doing. So, on that one, we're going to see some updates on firmware for both Garmin and Wahoo within the next few weeks. I don't use my $3,000 bike on the trainer. Jeffrey, if you see the side angle, that's my $10,000 bike on a trainer. It's my Aspiro. Actually, it's probably a little less, so I don't have wheels on it. Firmware updates have been quite slow during the summer season in the Northern Hemisphere. There's an update coming out soon for the Edge 530, 830, 1030, 1030 Plus. It's in public beta at the moment, so we can talk about it. That has a really cool little gear battery display. Previously, the gear battery display on your head unit just has one battery. Works fine for Di2. The previous versions of Di2 where there was only one battery. Where are you, Carly? Oh, you're ahead. Getting dropped. Di2 is now going to have 3 batteries with the new set. SRAM Axis can have up to, what have you got? 1, 2, 3, 4. If you've got a dropper post, 5. Blip box would be 6, I think. So Garmin have updated the way they show sensor batteries for group sets. That's coming out in the next edition. If you have SRAM Axis, jump onto the SRAM Axis Facebook group, and I've posted up there a little picture. May have even been on my Instagram. Gplama on Instagram. You'll see that. Plus a few other improvements. Yeah, it is. It's my second shot on Instagram, Gplama. That firmware will be coming out soon. On the Wahoo side of things, It's still Invader. There's an improvement coming for the user experience on that too, which I like. Which as soon as it's out, we can have a chat about. So if you have either any of the Element units or any of the newer Edge units, stay tuned for some cool firmwares. Both which will enhance your experience just a little bit every time you use them. And that's what's cool. I think if Max saw this now, he'd start singing Baby Shark. It looks like shark fins. Okay, we're back on the dirt. And Carly has a road bike, so speed's going to be down. Yes, ever since getting Di2, I've been asking Wahoo to give us a Di2 battery, just a data field. Are they required? Not really, because you'll always get an alert. I think it's 15 or 10% battery. You'll get an alert, so you won't be left high and dry. But it's still nice to have a screen with that information on it. You can just quickly flip the screens to see that information. And there was a small hint there of one of the updates coming. Baby Shark. It's funny, if you don't have kids, Baby Shark is probably very annoying. But seeing the smile on little Maxie's face whenever he's singing it, or if it keeps him entertained, I'm happy. Jeffrey's off for dinner. Enjoy your dinner. Was it the chicken legs that were making you hungry? Are you off having some drumsticks? We're only 3 minutes off having the entire suit. Where are you, Carly? You're just ahead there. It's hard to tell that chevron between the other thumbs. Oh, we can drop thumbs with this, can't we? Oh, my apologies if you're in the bunch. I should be a little bit more social and drop some right-ons. There we go. Make it rain. The Wahoo nav device is a bit more intuitive than the Garmin ones. It depends. Getting routes on them now is pretty easy. If you link everything up to get a route from Strava or something onto those devices, it's just a star or a favourite and you're done. As for general use, they each have their quirks. What's with this downhill speed? Wait up, Carly. I want my body. Did Zwift activate draft on TT bikes? Yeah, there should be a small draft, especially for the TTT stuff. For sure. In real life, there's a draft on the TT bike. Yeah, the Bolt 2 is a step up. Oh, right ons, quick. There we go. All right, we are 30 seconds away from being full dyno. Oh, there's one that's just ridden past. I swear, if I put G on, yeah, it's a lot harder on this downhill to keep with the pace partner. Whew. Yeah, a bit disappointing with Strava. The Bolt originally, the original Bolt and the original Element need those cues, those text-based cues for turn-by-turn nav. Unfortunately, rather than Strava enhancing those and exporting those cues, Strava took the cues out altogether, which kind of screwed a few things. Come on, where's my buddy? Get ready. Although the higher end units with more processing on them does do the turn by turn by themselves. There we go. We've got the full dyno. We are here. Let's have a look. So if I ride through the bunch, I can't even see myself. Where am I? I should be popping out of the front. Now, there I am. I'm the full dyno. There we go, that took an hour. Rawr. I need a decent screenshot of that. Oh, I can't get off the front. Close. Oh, that'll do. Whew. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. I'm on the gravel bike, yeah. Camera view 0 on PC. Allows you to use the arrow keys to go up and down, plus and minus to zoom in and out. Mac and PC will do that with a keyboard. Not available on the other platforms. Thanks, Marky. Alright, we'll go to at least 33 Ks. And then it's time for me to go and have some food and possibly get outdoors for a ride. But in wrap up, Pack Dynamics 3, working well on Watopia. Rides feel a little bit slower because people aren't darting around. Pack Dynamics with the steering, a little bit harder to move sideways because you can't ride through people anymore. You really have to pick your gaps. And the riser, well, the riser's doing its thing, steering's working, nice and responsive, and the gradient's going up and down. It's one of those things that after probably half an hour, it just becomes, yeah, what you're riding. The novelty wears off. Oh, that's right, it goes up and down. You just expect it to go up and down, and when it doesn't, it feels weird. Llama's nickname came from a misheard song lyric many, many years ago. And Gplama was very unique. Nobody had that username on most of the platforms. Alright, we're going to 33.3 Ks. Apple TV does not have keyboard support for Zwift. It'll have support for other platforms or other software on Apple TV, but not for Zwift. Ending this on a hill, what am I thinking? What I can test, here's an interesting one. Okay, I'll drop out of the Carly group and come back just to make sure I still retain the dyno suit. That's a nice way to cool down. I could have gone off the front to do the same thing, but that's more effort required. So I'll take the path of least resistance, literally, and go off the back. Bye, Carly. Okay, so the best you're going to do is an hour to gather the whole suit. You've probably got another 48 hours to try and get all three, maybe. That's a challenge. But the other ones are a lot slower pace. 1.3 watts a kilo, I think, or 1.8. Okay, dropping back, dropping back, dropping back. I think when I'm out of the multiplier, the suit will disappear. There it's gone. Okay, cool. So too far back or too far forward, you'll drop out of that. So if you don't want to wear the suit, and if I speed up, which defeats the purpose of me having a cooldown, I get back into that zone, we should re-dinosaur. Let's have a look. They'll be around until the 31st, until it flips over to the 1st of November. Everywhere in the world, I think. I see nobody else I can seize in the dinosaur either, until I pop into dinosaur zone and I'm back. It's a weird way of doing it, but okay. Slow rollout for the riser to other markets. I believe it's in Europe now. I have been told the demand for them is higher than expected too. With the price tag, I thought, oh, it might be just a bit of a showcase item for trade shows. But it appears there's demand for them. I'll have more info in my video on the riser coming up soon. I'll have to get some GTA rides in with it. GTA does support the steering with it too. Alright, we'll drop over to the mine bridge. See you later, dinos. Job done, 33.3. We'll get the extra downhill for the points here. Yeah, I try and match my bike that I'm riding in the Llama Lab with the terrain that I'm riding on Zwift too. It helps. The Grand Theft Auto supports the riser and the So Smart. There's only 2 platforms I know with steering. Everything is supported though for the up and down. Up and down, the gradient simulation is on any platform that just sends sim mode commands. So that'll be pretty much everything. Hey Scott, I'm game. I'm game. But I've been let down. See, the coasting, that's up at 3% hill. That's more realistic. Oh, I didn't get the bug. Oh. Fanview didn't show me regain the costume. That's interesting. I'll try again at the bottom here. Hell, if I get the bug, I can just set my little avatar riding all day. I'll just walk away. I'll leave the live stream going. Yes, the riser will work with non-elite trainers. Well, it will work with any trainer. But you don't want to put it on a trainer that doesn't have a pivoting rear axle. If you did, things will break eventually. So it will work with a kicker 5, kicker core, kicker 18, kicker 17, I believe. I'll have to go back through my logs of what is supported for the pivoting axle. Oh. I'm trying to summon the U-turn bug. The way it works though with those other trainers is a little different to the way it works with elite trainers. With elite trainers, it listens to the elite ant signal, I believe, the ant, not ant plus, and then grabs the gradient. It's broadcast. For non-elite trainers, it looks at the power and the flywheel speed and does a smart calculation. Are we there? Oh, it said 24k now. I thought I locked it. Now I'm going to have to go to 35k's to get the extra XP. For non-elite trainers, it grabs the speed and power and does a guesstimate of the gradient that you're on. So if your flywheel speed is low, and your power is quite high, obviously you're going up a gradient. If your flywheel speed is high, your power is low, you're going down. No, Neo. The Neo 2 will not support the riser. Not for the pivoting axle, anyway. I hope Garmin do something. And they've been very quiet after acquiring Tax. A few very minor refinements to the Neo bike. Refresh of the boost, which yeah, not much of a change there. One last U-turn when I make that screen. Guess what? Hang on. Scott, you got your wish. Watch. Hey, that worked! What happened there? I couldn't U-turn on... No, it just seems to be this section of road I can't U-turn. So I can't U-turn here. I wasn't aware there was sections of road where you couldn't do that. I know through an intersection you can't. You can't U-turn the tunnel. Yeah, how about that? Fix the trainer to the platform that attached to the fork so the riser tilted your bike and the trainer as one unit. But hang on, let me think of how that would work. I'm going to have to go to 36k now. I've only got an extra 500 meters to ride. Oh, so you put the riser on the platform and the bike on top of that. I think it's easier to ride outside. Go find some hills. Now, I think, as with most additional hardware and accessories, if you keep within the same ecosystem, it tends to work better. I'll have to go with it on the Kicker 5 or the Kicker Core. We'll see how it performs. Oh, it's unfortunate I didn't get the U-turn bug where I was locked at 24k an hour. I wouldn't have to ride. Hey Laurent, how you doing? Here's me testing pack dynamics by myself. Oh, I was going to spin around and jump on the wheel there, but I won't annoy the other rider. Magpie on the ceiling fan. Does it hit you on the back of the head every rotation? I only got hit once this year. It was a fair hit too. Not on camera though. The other ones were too polite. They kept their distance. They'd obviously seen my other videos where I was out there trying to exploit them for views. Alrighty, we'll call it a day. 36k's, there we are. So it's Pack Dynamics 3.0, which is now enabled on Watopia, London and Makuri Islands. Makuri will be interesting with the tight corners through those towns. That is a Halloween special. So you need to join one of those 3 new pace partners that are available for the next day or so. To keep within the zone. To get that bar all the way to the completion of that section, or the multiplier section to get, what did we get first? We got head, legs, arms, then torso. So it's going to take you at least an hour to get those. And there are 3 of those if you want to do all 3. And the Elite Riser. That just worked. Steering was working, no dropouts in the steering. I was happy with that. That was all with Windows 11 using Bluetooth Direct. I really want Bluetooth Direct to work so I don't have to worry about dongles and extension cords and all this other crap. I've got enough of that to worry about, so that's good that that's working. What else? That's it. That's all 3. I'm happy with that. This system has 0 drop frames as well, using OBS for an hour. Happy days. It's Sunday. It's time for lunch. And enjoy your weekend, everybody. And yeah, look out for the Elite Riser video that I'll put out in the next week or so. Just covering the tech specs of Elite Riser. It's not brand new. It's newish. It was released, I think, publicly around 2 months ago. And as I said before, probably one of the most interesting things that came out of Eurobike this year for indoor bike stuff. There we go. That's a wrap. Thanks for the company, and we'll see you on Strava very soon. All right. See you later, everyone.